stuck in there for months. Do you guys look at when you get the Serbian
Sorry. Hey guys, Rukshan coming here from the lot happening here. There's a media pack right now interviewing some people who have come here to support tennis great from Serbia, Novak Djokovic, who's been held here in the quarantine hotel facility in Melbourne. And then you also have some Free the Refugee advocates as well, because this is the same place where they actually keep the have been keeping some of the asylum seekers, and they've been keeping them in this facility for about well, it says here 3,000 days, a lot longer than that, I think. I'm not sure when this was written up there, but so this is the same quarantine facility that Novak is currently being held at. The media has been camping out here for a long time. I've just been observing them camping out, and they've seen one couple come here with a Serbian flag to support Novak, and they're all interviewing that couple at the moment.
Days locked up in the Park Hotel and other prisons. What's the real story here, media? Those refugees have been locked up for 8 years. 9 years now, they're in the hotel, the same hotel as Novak, right there.
So there you go, interesting perspective. Yeah. Yeah. Have the media ever come and questioned you guys like this when you've been active doing protests out here?
Yeah, they do. They go off all the time.
Okay.
They don't even report on what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know about
Yeah, I know the asylum seekers are being kept here as well.
Do you know how long they've been there?
It says 3,000 days, probably longer now.
Yeah. So it's a shame that people like anti-vaxxers and people supporting Novak aren't actually supporting the refugees that have been locked up for this long. Like, you care about freedom, what about these guys?
Yeah.
You know? These guys persecution in their countries.
It's a very interesting picture here, guys. So we got here the I guess the people advocating on behalf of the refugees here, and then the media pack around the main story of today, which is Novak.
Yeah, and your main story is about anti-vax and freedom, but you're not reporting at all on what's going on here.
Yeah, so
it's great if people like you.
Yeah. So yeah, he's even criticizing me as well for not reporting on what's happening inside this hotel facility. So there you go, guys. A lot of things happening here. So I'm just going to cross the road. So if you guys are just joining in on the live right now, I've just come down here to Carlton, where is the place where Novak is being held. So if you guys are just joining in, I'm here where Novak Djokovic is being held. Of course, he was very dramatically denied his visa to enter Australia, and spent hours and hours with Border Force, who have also questioned him and asked him about his exemption and all this stuff. But we all know all the stuff leading up to it as well, with all the government statements and statements from Tennis Australia about how they went through a certain process to have the medical exemption and so forth and so on. And now we learn that he's been denied last minute, and everyone's trying to distance themselves and wash their hands of what's going on, and it's everyone else's fault. And it's become a bit of an international story. So the press have bought deck chairs and all sorts of things. So I think they're here to camp out, to get a glimpse of Novak leaving the facility, because it is being said that most likely he'll be deported tonight on a commercial flight back to wherever it is. And yeah, those of you joining in, so far we've had one supporter of Novak turn up here. A couple turn up to support Novak. And we also have the people here advocating on behalf of the refugees here, who have been the asylum seekers who have been kept in this facility for thousands of days now. Hey guys, how are you? Good, thank you.
Are you here to support Novak?
I'm here to support
all
everything that's
refugees.
happening here and Novak as well.
What's happening here? I don't know really.
Oh, well.
This is a refugee center, yeah?
Yeah, it's a refugee. You see the blacked out area there, the
Yeah.
top windows?
Yeah.
That's where a lot of the asylum seekers are kept. And they've been in there for about 3,000 days.
Really?
Yeah, for a very long time. That's why these people are here about that issue and saying the media doesn't cover that issue. But obviously you guys are here to support Novak
because we heard that
you
he's
heard
here.
that he's here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true. I don't know.
Now he is here because all the press and media's camped out. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying that they think he's here, but yeah,
No, he's here.
he's here.
They wouldn't all be camping out
Of
here.
course, they wouldn't have been here. if they-
But I'm doing a live stream for people that are
okay.
watching. There's about a couple of thousand people watching.
Okay.
Do you mind if I ask you guys some questions about why you're here to support
Yeah.
Novak?
Yeah,
And what do
okay.
you think about what's happening?
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean,
Yeah, I'll just turn the camera around. Is that okay?
yeah, go for it.
Do you have a first name, sir? Or?
No, Ziggy
Ziggy.
Civic, yeah.
Cool, guys. So I'm here with Ziggy, who's come down here to the hotel where Novak's being held. And Ziggy's bought, he's at a
It's a capital city, Belgrade.
Capital city, Belgrade.
Belgrade flag, yeah.
Belgrade flag. Sorry, guys, I'm just doing the front view camera. So Ziggy, what brings you out here today? I'll just get you on
Because
the camera.
I heard on the news that Novak Djokovic, it's been stopped at the airport for not to let him in the country just
Yeah.
because of some medical issue or I don't know, like his medical exemption, it's not right, or then there is another news. Something wrong with he applied with wrong visa. I mean,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. He's been so many times in Australia and all suddenly wrong visa. Come on, it's not true really.
Yeah.
This is my personal opinion. It's a shame anyway,
Yeah.
because it's so much pressure on him about vaccine and stuff.
Yeah.
About this COVID. That's his personal choice. If,
Yeah.
if he wanna let you know that he's vaccinated or not, that's his personal thing.
Yeah.
And we need to support that and.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's got exemption to come,
Yeah.
what is this? I think this is political matter. I mean,
Yeah.
just because in one way, if they let him in, this is like a Novak's victory against all Australians. This is
So you
bullshit.
think Novak's being made an example of?
Correct. But I just want to ask the people or Australian people or government, what about $20-something million that he donated a few years ago when it was bushfire in Australia? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I know
So
I don't know the amount, but I know he's donated money plenty
that
of
doesn't
times.
really
But
matter. Maybe
amount
it's-
doesn't matter, but I know he's
Correct.
donated a lot of
so
money.
is this
Yes,
so
yeah.
this is thank you for him, yeah? Just what? This is thank you from Australian government. Thank you, Novak, to help us, and now
Yeah.
go back where you come from. It's really, I mean, if I keep going, really, I'm gonna
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. What's the response of the? So you guys are from Serbia?
yes.
Yeah. What's the response in Serbia? Have you heard anything? What's happening?
No,
Like,
I
people,
don't
how
know
they're
really.
responding?
It's a nighttime. This
Nighttime
morning,
there.
nighttime is there. But
Yeah.
this morning, I've got some messages in my inbox. Some friends are asking me,
Yeah.
what's going on? This, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Because it's
The-
made the international news. It's all over
Correct.
the world.
When I wake up, I wake up 9 o'clock. I didn't know. I mean, that Novak is being held at the airport from 10 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
So this morning, yeah, some of my friends are sending me messages, what's going on, this and that, and then I didn't know. And then I'm following one of Serbian journalists on Facebook, and then he posted what's happening, and then I respond. Then I went to the airport to support
So
him.
you went to the airport as
I
well?
went to the airport, me and
Yeah.
my wife, and one of the journalists told us that he's been transferred here.
Okay.
So that's what we hear, and I'm really surprised there is nobody else from Serbian community. Maybe people don't know, but I posted on my page that is here. So
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe in
No worries. Well, thank you for your time and thank you
You're
for
welcome,
sharing
man.
that.
Thank you so
And how
much.
long are you planning to stay here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Just we're gonna follow the news.
Yeah.
But we heard on the radio actually that Scott Morrison actually already make a decision that he's going back. He's not gonna ground his
Okay.
visa to stay or to play.
Okay, I think they're doing a court challenge possibly, but yeah.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Our president from Serbia, he called Australian government.
He's called the government? Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see the result. But
Yeah.
anyway, I'm here. We're here just to support him. Doesn't
Yeah.
really matter how long.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can I get a shot of your flag?
Yeah, of course you can.
Thanks, mate. So, capital city Belgrade flag.
Belgrade, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Sorry guys, it's very hot here out here. I'm just going to get some shade. I'm not sure exactly how long I'm going to do this stream for. It's very interesting what's going on here. I'll see if I can go talk to the people here advocating for the rights of refugees as well in a moment. Just come to the shade for a little bit, just to charge my camera as well. But yeah, no kidding, Australia does have very strict border policies, as you can see by what's happening at the moment. Typically, we've seen throughout this period, in terms of COVID exemptions, those in the sporting and celebrity class almost be ushered into the country under all sorts of special circumstances when ordinary Australians are denied those same types of rights and freedoms, or privileges, I should say. And of course, here we have an instance where we have the number one tennis player in the world, men's number one, arguably one of the greatest tennis players ever, on the verge of history as well if he wins a title in Australia. And we're in the sporting capital of the world, which is Melbourne, and sporting capital of the world in Melbourne, and we have one of the greatest tennis players here in this quarantine facility, about to be deported because our state and federal government, neither of them want to be responsible for the decision, because the decision that was made regarding him, particularly around the exemption, it looks like it spits in the face of many Australians who have not been allowed that same kind of right or privilege to be medically exempt or not lose their jobs or be able to work unvaccinated or whatever it is, whatever the reason may be. The fact that there was a process that was set up, which was articulated very clearly by Tennis Australia and the certain members of the Victorian State Government, that it was set up in a certain way and that everything was done above board. It was a blind process. And, the medical panel looked at everything and gave Novak the exemption. So much heat on this issue because it exposed, people weren't blind to the fact that this was, not Novak's fault, but definitely a double standard, a bit of hypocrisy. And it exposed a lot of things which are uncomfortable things for our country in Australia, because we have been treating people in this country like crap for 2 years, a lot longer than that, in terms of what's happening with certain other issues. But as much as it relates to COVID, at least, the government have treated people in a certain way and have been very strict in the way exemptions are granted and all these kind of things. So to then see this medical panel, this set up by Tennis Australia and the Victorian State Government, pretty much to help Australian Open tennis players get into the country, and then Novak, as controversial as he is, because he's very clear on his stance, to have caused this particular issue that we're seeing today, which is the government's all backtracking, blaming each other, and now deporting this guy because of the heat that they're copping. Why not just let him play, let him come into the country, explain the reasons for the exemption, and let everyone else play by those same rules now. It would seem that's the more sensible thing to do, because, you know, we're not in an environment where we're trying to really, I would kick, what Novak's not a threat to the country in terms of COVID. Last year during the Australian Open, we didn't have this kind of vaccination rates or vaccines or whatever in January last year, and the government was willing to have the Australian Open have unvaccinated players come into the country, and they said it was worth it for the economy. And now we're in this situation where, you know, we're doing these very, very silly things, and you know, becoming an international embarrassment. And I think the whole world can actually see how ridiculous it has been living in Australia, and particularly Victoria, with a lot of the rules and stuff that people in this in our state have had to face. And I get the whole point that it's, you know, very you know, it's pathetic that we should only be talking about these things when they impact high-profile people, and you know, that's totally makes sense. But that's kind of how the world works, and in many ways, Novak has exposed just how ridiculous our governments have been, and they're just gonna walk down here because I've seen some other people come down. There's another lady there in her Serbian flag wrapped around her, so a few more people have arrived here. But yeah, no reason to be I think people are misplacing their anger towards Novak. You know, people are misplacing their anger towards Novak. A lot of these issues are not caused by Novak. Novak's just doing the process, playing. He's a sportsman. He's playing his sport. He wants to win. He wants to win another title. Why wouldn't he want to play tennis? A lot of the issues you're seeing, and a lot of the anger, I think, is being misdirected at Novak, when a lot of those issues are actually problems caused by government, and you know, sometimes silly policies that don't make sense. A lot of exemptions they've given in the past for things that didn't make sense at all. You know, today we have like some 20,000 cases or something in Victoria.
dole, ima u baštikama našim. Ima više riza, rekli. Aha. Čovjek gdje nema pare, mora kupiti veće pare. Ovo Kinezi bilo da testiraju sleniče, kačenje, dopuni kvalitata. Gdje je sad? Aktualne refugijici ovo se dovesti Hi, Rashid.
Hey, how are you, man?
How's it going?
Good, brother. Nice to meet you.
You too.
What are you here for?
Just to support my countrymen.
Do you support your countrymen?
Yeah.
I'm not going to put you on camera, but people can hear you. So what do you think about what's happening to Novak?
I think this is a political issue more than anything.
Yeah.
Just and it's close to election
Yeah.
and federal and state law, they're two different things.
Yeah. Does it make sense to you that, someone like Novak, who's got a team behind him, who's working with Tennis Australia, they're working in the background as well to make these things happen. They had press conferences yesterday about this as well, that they would come unprepared with the wrong visa thing and all this kind of stuff.
Nah.
Doesn't make sense,
No.
right?
They have another 3 tennis players already on the same exemption, already playing.
Yeah.
This is much deeper issue than
Yeah. So
tennis.
So possibly all the pressure from the public
Yeah.
made the politicians buckle at the knees a little bit,
Yeah.
and they've done what's most convenient for them.
Yeah.
Is that a
Yeah, they're collecting points.
collecting points?
They never work for people, they work for themselves.
Okay. But it looks like, no one's really won in this scenario. The politicians look silly. I mean,
The whole country looks silly.
it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's embarrassing. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's an international embarrassment, to be honest, that this is happening, because the whole world is talking about this particular issue. And I'm sure in Serbia as well, they'd be looking at this issue very closely, how their countryman is being treated.
They're special because we've been under pressure for a long, long time from media and all that.
Yes.
Punished like a bad boy. I feel injustice for a long time.
Yeah.
This is just cherry on the cake.
Okay.
But thanks for doing a good job.
Thanks, mate. No worries.
Yeah. Should be more people like you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Rashid.
Thanks, buddy. Hey man, how are you? Yeah. I just heard on the radio as well that he was here. So, yeah.
I didn't even know this is where refugees are kept.
Yeah, no, this is where they've been kept.
Yeah, I've been past this a million times.
Yeah. They've actually see how they've blacked out the windows?
Yeah.
That's the floor that they're kept on.
go. I've been going to all the protests. I was actually yesterday. I was with Michael and Damien.
Yeah.
Cafe Lockdown.
You're on live, by the way.
Are you on it?
Yeah.
Okay. And
No, you're free to talk. I'm just telling you.
no, that's all right.
Yeah. So yesterday you were with some
They're
people.
mates of mine.
Yeah.
I was having a chat with them. And I'm a CEO of a mental health organisation.
Yep.
And mate, the last 2 years it's done to society.
Yeah.
And this shit just adds.
Well, I feel like I'm just sharing my opinion because a lot of people here complaining that I'm meant to be a journalist, but I got opinions. But I'm allowed to have an opinion, people. My opinion is like I think our society is like completely fractured because like people how angry they've gotten about this issue, and this is from both sides of the spectrum. Like in this particular issue, people, let's say I'm just going to use Dan as the example. People who support him are upset, and people who don't support him are also upset. In this particular issue, same with the federal government, like it's like for and against on multiple sides, and Novak's like caught in the middle. But I think a lot of that rage is more to do with what's happened within our community.
I saw this coming. I said to my wife last night. My wife's Serbian. They're big fans of Novak.
Yeah.
And I said to her last night, I said, you wait and see. This guy will get to the country and they'll shut him out.
Yeah.
They won't let him in. They'll make an example of him. That's what they've done.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgraceful. But I had no idea this is where refugees are kept.
Mm.
The whole of the building. Wow. Well, you guys are doing great work.
And for 3,000 days, it's saying
3,000 days.
it says they're locked up for 3,000 days.
Wow. Where does this go? Where does this end? Where are we headed?
Look, I mean, I felt like if everyone would have been a lot more relaxed on Novak if he had submitted and like said whatever it was, like I'm.
No,
what?
not Novak.
Oh, not Novak. This whole thing. This whole thing, yeah.
I'm also part of the business community.
Yeah.
I'm an accountant by profession, and you talk to people, and some are awake, some are people are sleeping there. I'm just doing as they're told, but this is not a health thing. Why aren't people seeing this stuff? It's not about health. Nothing to do with health. This is an absolute control mechanism by whatever floats above.
Yeah, it's definitely crossed the line into something else.
Mate, it's been that way from the outset. It's absolute. Why aren't people seeing this stuff? Wow. I thought there might have been more Serbian people here.
There was about
You don't know. I saw the guy you were talking to.
yeah, there was that guy, and I saw 2 other people that have come down. So I don't think people know specifically.
They'd all be absolutely.
Yeah.
This guy's Serbian, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. He's Serbian. I asked where the Serbians were. One of them just walked out.
Who's he yelling at? Yeah.
But what you guys have done throughout the process, and how you guys have covered it, and yourself, Michael, and Damien, and others, it's just taking it off.
Same. So the media's camped out here, guys. They've set up camp. The more have joined in, and I think they're hoping to get a glimpse of Novak coming out in some sort of vehicle. I'm sure it'll be tinted. I'm sure we won't get a shot of him. Maybe they're hoping he'll come to the window and wave or something. I don't even know about that. But I think they're here for the long haul. So I don't know if I should live stream this whole time here or cut my live stream now and hang around and see what's going on and come back. Some people here telling me to go back to wedding photography. Hey man, how are you?
Are you streaming?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Alright.
I'm gonna cut it soon though. Yeah.
Did you see that video of the
Oh, the one where they yeah,
and I asked him.
yeah. I cut that clip out.
I had to get in on it. I'm like, "Hey, tell us about what's going on here." I was like, at the end, I was like, yeah, that's your opinion, but I'm.
Sorry guys, I'm just replying to comments here, guys, while I wait on this stream. I'm just trying to decide whether I keep this stream going. I'll just see what you guys think. Behind these bushes, there's a big media pack of about 30 people. There's a few Serbians here as well supporting Novak. We've got the Free the Refugee activists here because, of course, we've got asylum seekers, refugees being kept here as well on the top floor of the building. But no, yeah, people tell me to go back to wedding photography or wedding videography or whatever it is I do and stop doing my independent journalism. The truth is I do both, so there you go. I have been doing many weddings recently. See you later, mate. But yeah, that might be in jeopardy as well. Again, the weddings, who knows? Because with these new restrictions that are possibly, have they been announced? I'm not sure. I haven't been watching Martin Foley's press conference, if it's on at the moment. But I know there was talk of new restrictions and density limits for venues. Typically, density limits and stuff like this affects the wedding industry. So the industry I work in always gets affected hardest first, and we're usually the last to come out of any kind of restrictions. There's some Serbian supporters there. Got the media pack. 10 News set up. They got some sort of surveillance camera up there as well, so they don't miss the shot. They won't miss the shot with their camera up there. Hey, good man. How are you doing? Are you here to support Novak? Okay, fair enough. Thanks, guys. I don't mind the trolls, as long as they keep it respectful and don't, go into distasteful type of language and certain types of comments or racism or death threats and stuff like this. If they want to criticize me for what I'm doing, they're entitled to do that. I criticize other media all the time, and that's totally legitimate in a free, open society. And then you need to have those kind of discussions anyway, so that's really good. But yeah, they keep trying to make fun of me for doing weddings, but weddings is actually a great industry to be in. It's allowed me the freedom to do all sorts of other things in my life as well, and I'm very grateful to be in the wedding industry. So it's a great thing, and I'm very proud of my career choices. So So I might go keep this stream going for another half an hour or so. I'll just kind of play it in the background. But yeah, I'm just reading some of the comments.